Welcome back to Timberborn and our waterfalls playthrough. So, how are we doing? Well, we're getting there. In some of the other plays, I actually changed this to the fountain of, I think they call it a fountain of, yeah, fountain of joy. Yeah, okay then, whatever. The problem being is the fountain of joy needs water underneath a bit. There's no real easy way to get that. Well, there's an easy way to get it over there, but the trouble is it's going to need to hit this level. That's relatively impossible, as we can see, because that's the top level. The only way to do that would be obviously to fluid dump it over when it was, block this off, fluid dump it over to get up there, and then get it in there. But then that's like, yeah, I'm not convinced that that's the best way of doing it. So, how do we actually solve? We just don't bother. I think I want to try a fountain of joy, but I'm still not convinced about how it's going to actually work. So, we need to think of growing this larger. Now we are on 17, and we have obviously got other things, the Lido and that sort of thing. Now we could, like I said, I've thought about increasing this and getting it a bit more rounder, or at least getting it sort of even. So that might be something in this play or the next play that we start to concentrate on. I don't know whether I'm going to take this down, but at the moment it is there what it is. Now we should be almost, if we take this now, it's going to still, it's still going to have to be taken more down, if you like. So there's a huge amount of excavation on this. If we only go down to 3, let's say, we only have 1, 2, and 3. We still have at least another 2 to go on each individual one. So we will. Ooh, don't want to do that. So we will have to do this again. So that's a gimme. I'm now. I'm not going to put that. I'm not going to take this out until I get this in. So let's start the ball rolling and get the beavers to come. We can do a few more, because obviously these can actually be built, but obviously they can't get to them. That's one decent thing, our sort of saving grace that we've got in these, where we can build them, but we only want them to go in when we want them to go in. And I'd like to get some more. Now I'd also like to start thinking about a dance hall, which we need. We've got 86 of them, and I still need to get more. I'd like to get both of them going. Now I am obviously getting these going. I have moved this. We are starting to think about how things like this are actually going to go. So, although we don't actually have any. We don't actually have to seem to have. Oh well, actually, the only reason there isn't any in is because we've got 200 and something there. So let's start to get this going. Now it would be nice to have some sort of place to store it, especially if we're going to have these going and more, because we've only got. Well, we did have one, and I took it out, and this is obviously going. Even though it should be off. Well, it is off, actually. It's just that's what the demand and what the thing is going to be. Now, I did... Obviously, last time I was getting the this going. This little trench. And I probably said that we really needed something... If we can see here, it's just not getting that there. So let's take this down. I think I can get them down there. Yeah, so if I do this, or is that no good? I don't know whether they can actually get through there. I don't know whether that's yes, so that's fine. Because that's our ladder. If I do a it's a bit of a it's a bit of a thing, I should say. Now I know they've got these. I don't know where. Well, actually, I think the ladder's actually still. I left the ladder actually still in there. I think it looks like it, like this here. So that can all go. Let's consider that while we're doing this, then we do a 3 space, so we could do the same thing and take this down to somewhere here. Do the same thing here. Well, I'll take it from this side. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, then there. So I'm only going to go to here. I think that might be enough. There. If I do this one, I know it's a bit... It's an extra... It's extra, but there's no point me doing 1 here and 1 here when I might just well do... You know, just might as well just do 1. Now, I think that in itself will get us somewhere to about here. Which isn't too bad. So we'll... Oh, I'll need to do a... Because they can't get on... They can't actually get on that one. It needs to be the... Needs to be another one, doesn't it? And then we do that. Let them obviously get them done. And we'll get this little bit of... We'll get this little bit of thing. And eventually what I'm... well, actually, to be honest with you, if I'm not using that, which I'm not, there might be a way to just start to think about getting rid of this. The herbalist doesn't need one. So I don't know how much of this I need to do that and see how much of that starts to decrease around here. It may not do a lot, to be honest. Because of the way it is. That actually needs to be moved. So that'll be needs to move. Right. We've now got... We're getting, obviously, some flour in, which is obviously going to help these. I'm thinking it would pay me to... No, that's not storage I want. Do some storage here. And I'll do it for the wheat flour. Because then it can just keep going in there. And they'll take that back out. So that's good. That can happen as and when. Now, I've got a couple of 100 planks. And I've got tons of logs. So I don't have to worry about that. So that's now done. Let's just put it on a bit faster. Obviously, I've got most of this bottom layer in. But obviously, I haven't got the top layer because they can't get to it. Now, we've also got this grilled carrots, bread, and where we're not actually... I'm not quite sure whether we're actually losing... I think because I've watered... basically, what I did is last time, actually, I flooded it basically, and that's why we sort of losing all our stuff here, if you like. See, that's wheat flour. That is wheat flour. Why is... That is wheat. It would also be nice to potentially start this, I think. So let's start that. Also, let's get another storage on the top of here. Again, same principle. I'm only going to do one at the moment because I don't really need any more. That is going to be for wheat. We've already got one for the wheat flour. That means then I can rip down this here. We've mainly got rid of all this. The only sort of things that are left are just the remnants of everything else now. Again, I'd like to get some of this picked up, so I might as well do that. I say we've got stuff all over it, but we haven't. There we go. Now there's a contamination barrier, and that might get rid of some. I don't know how much that'll get rid of. Oh, see we go. This is starting to work. Now, obviously, this around here is going to be a bit of an issue. I don't really obviously go around there, but I could. I don't know whether. I don't think so. I don't think it'll work. I do the contamination barrier there. It needs to line up with it. So if I do that, I think that'll be... Oh, you see, this one needs to line up. It's got to touch each other like this. It can't be a diagonal like that in Warway. It used to work like that, apparently, but now it does not. And they should be able to put all this in. And the only trouble is obviously this. I cannot put a path over that. I'd have to put some platforms and then go down that way. But I'm not going down that way at this precise moment. Anyway. It needs to be passed. This has got to move. But I'm not overly stressed with it yet. Now, I'm going to move these. And take, because I've got like two there. Now I could put some bad water. I could put a third one into there. That would just keep things flowing, if you like. Again, I'll pick up all this. I think some of these gears and yeah, so that could be really used. We need to put these contamination barriers. Now, this is the problem here, as there's... Is there one there? No, there is not one there. Now, again, that's a path, which... The only possible solution I've got with this is to go over it. Which I could... Is there somewhere? I've seen it. There. Which I could do. So that's obviously the way... That's contamination barrier. That is the next layer. This isn't even in it. But the problem being is if I put... I'm going to need to do something here like this. It's so I could get the contamination barrier right the way around. And I need to do this as well. Like so. It's so that I can do... So I can put the contamination barrier there, and I could also put it there, and I can put it there. Although, will I be able to reach that? That's the thing. Yeah, I suppose I would be able to reach it from the top of here, maybe. Yeah, again, it needs to be in a line like that. It cannot be... The only... Obviously, these are the problem. But... I'm not too sure how much this is getting used anymore. The only thing it's using is a centrifuge. So that's another concern. Now we've got this going. Right, if that's going, I can now... oh, they've already taken the wheat out of there. So there's no more wheat in this here. That's the potatoes, that's potatoes and potatoes. So there's sets of potatoes there, which are actually for this. Now, we could, again, move it. Now, don't forget, this is all arable land now. I've changed it all to be all nice and look, we've almost got it all, you know, all usable. This is all usable. So I can actually plant crops. I can actually plant sunflowers in this section. Up to here. Don't understand why that's don't understand why that's part carrots, but I'm sure there was an idea why there was part carrots, but still. And they'll obviously do these two as well. I think. I can. Oh yes, yeah. We can get to them. We'll do that eventually. And I can put it back here. So we've got a lot of. Saying that though, that hasn't got a lot of. That hasn't got a full water stack going down. So I'm quite willing to extend this at least 3. That's probably cannot be. And if I've extended them, which they will not be able to reach because it's too far, which I'll go around this way. That one can get in. That one can get in. That one I'm going to have to go around here, which they can get in. That one they can get in. That one they can get in. And I'll extend these now, seeing as I've extended them, just to just keep everything the same, really. And I'll just let them, you know, blast away and do what they need to do. Now, I should eventually see this change to... Yeah, see, it's only 1 away, and that's 2 away. That might actually be too low then. Always see. It should have been 1 away, but it's not 1 away. But well, saying that though, I don't think it goes upwards. No, it does go upwards. No, it goes downwards. Not upwards in that respect. Wheat, potatoes. I need more. Obviously, I've got all these potatoes, but I'm not actually making them. So I'm just thinking that I could start to move this here. Have another. I have one of these. This to be built. This to be built. This to be built. Built, and I've got 197. Obviously, I need planks and everything. That's not a. In fact, actually, that is a problem. Actually, I have no planks again. Oh, well, I can solve that problem. all the planks that we have had are all under here, aren't they? Because they need to use the planks to get rid of all that. So let's right, there we go. And they're going to go back up again, and then they're going to go back down again, because obviously they could have used them again. Yeah, so now they've taken it from there, and now they're going to use them from there. But that's fine. That's the whole point, what it is. Actually, no, it can't be. It must be right, because that's only one. Maybe the bottom is this one here. I'll know when I see this starting to change, if it just changed. Right. Now I've got this in, I'm going to do another storage. I'm going to set this for potatoes. Potatoes. That can be... We are definitely starting down. That's started to creep up now. So that's good. I wonder if it's the dance hall. Is the dance hall? No, the dance hall's still not being done. Now, I could build both dance halls. It got 100 logs, that's fine. Yeah, just let's get this going. I can now use all of them to build them 2 dance halls. That'll increase this quite substantially. My plan is also because these don't need power as well. Now there is the option to put them down here. Line this up as another like here. I think that might be an idea actually. No to that. Just pick them up. That and get this in. So what I'm going to do is, and they're going to sort this out, I think. And I'm going to have 2 lanes. I'm going to have this. I'm going to put like 4 of these in and take these out. The only disadvantages is obviously they're quite far away from where we need to be. But this land isn't used. This land is used. Everything is green under here. Even we could move the district if we really wanted to. But it's only a small bit of land. It's not like too much. Now, I reckon this one and this one could be potentially moved over. Although seeing that they are to the end of their wall section. So maybe I don't need to move it over. How have we done up here? As we can see, there we go. So all this section now, up to this point, is being sorted. Because obviously I've got them to... Now that'll work again. I've got them to actually walk over there. Because that's the trouble. You can't have a one of these. Now, it may be a decent idea to build the centrifuges on here. The reason why is wherever they are. I always get these mixed up. They're in the water. No, we'll build them in here. We'll build them in here as a 3. Anything that's a 4 is on the outside. Anything that's a 3 is on the inside. Again, 40 gears, planks and everything. We haven't got a lot of planks, but we have the metal and we have the other. So I'm going to leave them to build. Once they're built and usable, I'll take these down. I can then get rid of all of this. This is actually then useless. Then I can finish off this and not have to worry. Now, We haven't got a lot of extract. It would be nice to get them to get this, if you like, over here. We've got the extract here, but that's, you know, that is what it is. I'll need another place for extract. I'm not quite sure where I want that to be done yet. I'm gonna fill this in. And that can then be my... this can be my lane. Obviously, it's going to be difficult because they can't get around the bottom of here, which is... I built it like that. That's how I actually wanted it. Now, saying that... That's technically true. But I don't know how they can build it, though. I could do a walkway to there, that's what I'm saying. And that way they would be able to walk around and do what I need to do. Instead of actually walking the right way up to walk round to come round. Which isn't what I really wanted them to do. Anyway. 22. That's better. That must mean, yeah, the dance hall. I thought the dance hall might be in. Now, the other issue is going to be how do we do some of the other stuff. Now, let's have a look at this now. The only one that I don't have done is this. So let's get this in. And that should now be able to be blasted up. I could take down this if I really wanted to. And have a nice straight line. Obviously, now I've stopped this as well because now it's actually flowing better. Water's still full, so I don't have to worry about that. There's too much water here. I need to have a better storage place for water. Ooh, 23. That's a massive massive improvement. That. I mean, I've got these ends here, but I don't really know what to do with them at this precise moment. We could have. See, they've got to walk past it. That's up, that's up. They can't actually get to that. But I've got to make ladders in here. If I remember rightly, because that's how that works. On this edge like this, on the back wall. It goes in. That's the same. Obviously on here, they're, where are they going? I'm trying to think where they are. Yeah, there's a gap between there, but there's no gap between his. So, the only option would be to either send him from there right the way through, which is exactly the same. I tried to think of a way to get what I'm going to do with this. You know, it's almost something like... I just can't think of I can't think of something really nice with it. I don't want to block this because they're walking round. It's a way to walk round. That was my intention. Now, I haven't actually got this connected, which is probably what I just got rid of. Possibly. No, I didn't get... No, that's not correct. Blimey now. It's going up and up and up and up. That's good. These are getting done. Right, what are we considering? I mean, obviously, I could blast this down to actually... I'm going to take these offline, and I'm going to... Where do I want the... I don't want them far away from this. Now, these are the option what I was starting here, which I can't finish because I can't get up there. Which I think I might do another one down. And then what I'll do is I'll put another one of these, and then we'll have some... We'll have some... No, actually, what I'll do it a different way, actually. If I do it around this way and rotate, then I can get right the way up there without having to do a double. I will take that offline. I'm going to delete that. Like so. And that. Giving me a ladder just there. That will be connected to that. That should be connected to the path, as long as I've done that right, yeah. So they can do this. I know that's working because I've got this line here. Once I've got that done, once I've got this done, like so, I can... I'm gonna at least need the Anna. So where does that end there? So if I was to do a 3, and I was to do a 3 there, and I was to do a 3 here, that could not be a 3. That must be a 2. This can all be a 3. I'm still waiting for them. What are we waiting for? Waiting for planks. I'm just not building enough planks. I need to increase the plank situation. I also need to increase the log situation. That could go. Where is all our logs? I think all the logs are up here. 90... Yeah, all them logs can be emptied. And I could start to put maybe oaks or something like that in there, I think. I'd really, really like to get a carousel. But the problem being is the carousels need power. Now, we do... The option would be to use this as a windmill, but I don't really like that idea either. The windmills will pass through. And I do have, obviously, this channel here. They are interconnected to each other. As we can see, just behind here, we have got the connection. I think that's the connection. If it's not, it's only drawing half the power. Yeah, it is there. Look, there. That's the connection that connects this half to this half. But obviously, we've also got that half. Now, obviously, if I blasted that down and pushed this through, I'd have to move this section to here. I said that to water, which is fine, because that's fair enough. I know that's now doing what it needs to do. Right, have we got this? We have. Let's start to detonate that lot. I'll now do a ladder there, because obviously now it can't get up, but it can in a minute once I've done that. That can go. We've got at least a 3 there. 2, 3. And we've got at least a 2 here, so... I've got to put... Yeah, that's it. I'm going to do it from there. Oops, didn't want to do that. That can now have another ladder up. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. And don't need that. That should be able to do that. That's, as we know, a 3. So if I do this, get this in. That's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 3, and that's a 3. This is a 2. So let's get a 2 on here. That allows me to have a huge amount of area now. Because obviously this will push this out. This is a... Obviously this is... But there's not a lot I can do about that. Now I don't want... Like I said... That might actually work. I didn't think of that, but that actually might work. I've just come to a conclusion that I might be able to get the carousels in this way. Now, if we take this, it just occurred to me. I didn't think of it before, but this is obviously our line. I want the carousels to somewhere be here. Now, the problem with a carousel is wherever they are. It needs power. As we can see, it needs 400 of power. So obviously, we need to work a way how I'm going to do that. I'd like to have some shrubs around. Now, I was looking at this in, I think, the recent Lakes play. Of the same problem. And I set power underground. But obviously, that was a bit easier because I just had to do it in a line where this is here, which means I'd have to go all the way around here to come there. But this water is obviously connected to this, so why not come up with some sort of solution? This water flows this way, so why not think about some wheels on here? Now, I've also given myself a natural... I know I could do 2, but obviously if I did 2, then they wouldn't be able to connect to each other. If I do this, we know that then is that, and I can do... I can actually... How? Yeah, see? I need to connect them together. Unfortunately, it's going to be like this. So if I do this, then it's going to be like that. It'll look flipping weird, but there's not a lot. I can't do any other way, I don't think, because this is 1, this is 1. The only way to obviously do it would be to push them together, but then I'd have to have... It's not... it's even around here. This is the same... How do I put it? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it was 9 or 7, I'd have one space. I could take this out, put this over here, and have a 1 line, and then line them right up, and they would connect like that. But I can't do that. But, what the hell. I've got the 3,000. Let's just see how many water wheels we can get. Now, I could... Ooh, that's actually... That worked out quite well. So 4 water wheels should have ample enough power to be able to do this sort of thing. I'm turning this off. I want to go through here. So, if I want to go through here, how am I going to get myself up there? Now, I don't have to worry about the bad water situation. So that's, you know, decent. Apart from there, which I can't... So I can't get them to come up this way. I just daren't get them to come... well, we know that that is a real issue as well. I've got to solve in the when we get the drought, I've got to solve this problem and get it just to go into this channel, and then it's far away from this because the bad waters have an effect on my crops and killing my crops off. A damn shame. Oh, what I should have done is I should have pushed them up 265. 265, something like that. It doesn't really matter. Probably. I've got 1 day. No thing again. Obviously, I'm perfectly fine here because I've got water here. So I still got food. This area here just gives me a little bit of food. It's something that I'm going to have to sort out. I don't have... I was going to have this as a reservoir. That means it wouldn't be taking from here. Although saying that though, I am like not really doing that very well. It should be... Oh, it is a dam. It is a dam, but it's not really how I wanted it. But it is how it is, you know. But yeah, I think that is definitely the viable option. Now, what I could do is... I don't actually think I need to take it out, actually, because... Oh, I do. Because I can't have that being in the way. If I just do this, do that there, that'll give me to up here. Then we'll do the 2 tunnels, and I'll blast down this section here. Well, in fact, it's almost pointless doing that, because that is, as long as I, yeah, that is the top. So there's no actual point of blasting that down. I don't actually go up here anymore anyway, so once this is achieved, once we got this back again, I'll empty all this. I'm going to empty all these because I don't need them. And then I'll blast on that. I'm going to do it on this level here for blasting because the water doesn't get any higher. If I do it down here, it'll start to flood and go down there. So that's why I'm not doing it any lower than that. That'll then get me power to down here once I've done this. And I don't think we'll definitely get this done in this. Yes, but that gets the carousels in. We can also get other large... I mean, that's a bridge. I'm thinking I'm not worried too much about it. We'll have some other things. I want to get these sort of things, but I'm trying to desperately think of... I know in the... Oh no, I was saying in the other ones. This has not been built yet. Well, it has been. Have they been built? Yes, they have been. Supply lasts for 5 hours. Yeah. Supply lasts for 5 hours. So they're supplying dirt to it. Oh, that's good then. Oh, yes, because it has to supply by the hauliers. Actually, what would be really nice, maybe... I don't know whether it'll work, and I'm just going to try and... I'm trying to think of something that the beavers would like. Maybe That has to need access. Where's the contemplation thing? Oh, it's around here somewhere. Contemplation spot. No, that's the path. If I was to do that, and if I was to do that, that would then give me that and that. How about... I'm trying to keep it within this rectangle here. A shrub there. Another shrub there. How about like I've only got two. A hedge. How's that? That looks not too badly. I mean, you can see out. You can do what you want to do. And have a parterre. And we can do it for this side as well. So have that there. Have the contemplation. That obviously has to have the path. It's going to have the path anyway because it needs to get them. They can then come down there. So they can come in this way or come in that way. Then do the well-being with... But I have now lost the blowing thing. That's the shrub here and the shrub here. Then do that. 25 beavers are happier than ever, and you reach a new well-being. Yeah. Jolly good. Jolly good. These are getting in. Planks are still a bit of an issue. How did that? Yeah, so it's worked there. Look at this. Sorry, I've even forgot to go back to it. But look, yeah, so my idea there has absolutely worked. I didn't think it would... Is that too far? No, it's not too... That's too far, though. Well, that's easy sold. That's not too far. Let's get this picked up. I wasn't sure whether it would go up one and that, but it does go. So most of this now is land that I can actually use. And once I get rid of these out of the way, I can get rid of all of this out of the way. That herbalist is doing absolutely nothing. Dandelion is absolutely doing nothing. That can be taken out. We've got the berries, which are a right pain. I will put them on Zabrapper. I've actually got these to go as well, but I'm not too much worried about that. Oh, I suppose I could leave them on. We've definitely got this. Definitely got this to go now. It's quite a lot to do in this. There's quite a lot to do in this playthrough. Certainly next time, where we'll finish off this. Once I finish off this, then I can start to think about the carousel situation, and I can run the carousel from this point onwards, which is brilliant. I want that to be built. It's not getting built. They are filling, well, they're sort of filling these out, but it's because of planks, isn't it? It's because I haven't got a lot of planks, and I'm using the planks up. I think I'm using the planks for the centrifuge. Yeah, now, if I've got these turned off, why don't I just... why don't I just and get rid of that? Because that can go and that can go. Pick this stuff up. Like so. They've then got more planks, haven't they? We've got more planks, more gears, more this, more that. I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. In fact, I don't even need to do it like that. Just get rid of that. And that. That's now going to go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's do a contamination barrier again. Like to that. That now, if I need something, I mean, I'm using that on its own. I'm not even, you know. I've still got some treated planks here, and I've got some pine resin. So I've still got a lot of pine resin if I want any... The only time that I'd want the pine resin if I think... I suppose, no, the big wonders there. Oh, excuse me. I just took a slurp of water and it made me hiccup. That's a lot of logs. That's a lot of logs. That's planks. Let's get this in as well. I want it to look nice. They can then do that. That's not much of a thing to look at, I suppose, but it is what it is. Have we got this done? Because I want this done before... I haven't got these. It's too far from a... Right, that will now be done. I'm not too sure how much more dirt that I need. One centrifuge is built, one is almost. By getting rid of the old one, I've managed to... Yeah, just blasting this down will just give me a lot more room like this to put this. I could actually could get rid of that as well. That'll be another one out of the way. Logs, I've got... Oh, enough for 5,000. That's not an issue. Right, that's there. That can now have a... That's going to be a problem because I'm going to block that off if I don't get rid of this. And... that there. I got 51. I mean, I've got 51,000 in science points. I don't think I have to worry too much. I mean, if I want some of the bigger stuff, yeah, that's a gimme. But I'm not even anywhere close to that yet. I could put extract on here. Do you know, every time I look at extract, I look at that one for some reason. That one could be there. That then allows me to have it from here to here. So it's not that far away. And then I don't really need to worry. And then if I want more, I've got an option to either put the bad water on top or do something else. Now we've got potatoes, wheat and that. I want the grilled potatoes to be up here. I also now need to sort this. Now this has been done. I'm going to get rid of that line. I don't know yet how many I can get. I'm just going to pause because I'm going to have to get rid of some. Food with a grill. No, grill. So we've got one. Well, that works out quite well, actually, because I said that one, like this here, might be that. So if I take out, I've got 4. That's 4. That means I've got enough for at least at least 3. Obviously, that's the 4th one there. Then there's other ones to go on. Right. So what are we doing? It's going to be close here because there's no. There's not a lot of. What I'm going to do is plant crops as well. I'll plant this here and I'll plant that here. Now I can guarantee that I can actually get more in, if you like. I can do that. That could go. That can have the potatoes. But that can also be deleted as well. I think it should be still fine. Like so. It's not a great line, that. It should be somewhere here. And then we'd be able to get a complete line. Now, I've got carrots here. I still wouldn't mind another aquatic farm, actually, to be honest. That would be a bonus in itself. I mean, I could put down this line, put a thing on there, and then sort of build the aquatic farm outside of it, and then it would go around there and go around there. But not too much worried. I need to keep an eye on the logs. They're going to fill that up, which is obviously not what I want to do. Now, I'm going to get rid of that. I want to get this built quite fast. I could have just done that, like, but never mind. I've now got this. I'm going to pause. I'm going to do the. No, actually, I'm not. To be honest with you, I've got potatoes, so I might as well just waz them in. And I've got no free capacity anyway. They're all logs, so they'll just build. That then will allow me to take these 3 down. I've still got this to see, basically unemployment in the sense of that. How are we doing with this? This is logs that are not getting picked up because I've not selected these to be taken out, back into the system. This should all go. I mean, we could see it's all going, which now it's giving me back more. More food, more air. And I'll get more food around here when I get actually this done. This and this and this. This is for potato. This can go. This can go. This can go. This is paper. So I don't know where to put the paper, but I'll find somewhere really out of the way for it because it's not really that much use. Well, not in its context. Now, yeah, see, I thought that would happen, which is what I was trying to achieve. I want to get all this built, but I don't want them to go in there. They happen to build that one. Oh, the reason why they build that one is because they're walking around it, see. I could also extend this walkway, which they'll quite like here, and here, here, and here. Then what would be really nice in there, if I can find it, is one of these, I think. Looking out. That. Looking at the way that this, you know, not inwards, because I don't think that looks good. There. That obviously can have another one, and that can obviously have another one when when I build these. I've just left that like that. They can do that in their own time. I don't really think there's absolutely enough planks. I'm not making enough planks. I'm gonna have to think about more lumber mills, I think. So obviously that's the 3, then that'll work quite well. I haven't got many space. I've only got like, I think, is it 1 space left? Yeah, I've only got 1 space for a 3 anymore. But I've got tons of spaces for a 4, so if I have to put a 3 in a 4, it doesn't really make much of a difference. That one's now going. I'll now dissolve this slot, which will obviously then get it all picked up as normal we do. That I need to put somewhere. Don't know yet. That I'm going to get rid of. I don't really want to get rid of it, but it isn't a flipping way. And that will give me... What are we doing with metal? Oh, we're doing okay with metal. How long? Oh! Apologies. I'm too busy enjoying what I'm doing and not actually concentrating on time. Right. So everything is starting to flow in. I'm trying to get a nice end of screen view here for us all. Obviously, we're doing everything. This is going to take next time. Don't forget, we're going to have the carousels and that hopefully in the next video. I've obviously extended this. I'm obviously taking a lot of this down. I'm going to obviously put the contamination barriers and everything else in, and that'll allow me to get more food. And I'm taking all this infrastructure down to extend the food system dramatically. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, because I certainly have. And we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.